In this video, I want to talk to you a little bit about what's new here in Beta Release 12 and something to look for on the install. Once you install Beta 12, you should see here in your macro manager. Now, if your macro manager is not visible, you can go to the Tools menu, come down to Macros, and there's Macro Manager. All right. But what you're going to see here is you're going to see EasyStone version 3 B12, that's beta 12, and you're also going to see EasyStone version 3. Now I will tell you, after beta 12, beta 10 is going to be dead. Dead, dead, dead. Beta 12 replaced beta 11, so you don't have that anymore, but currently you have your choice between 10 or 12. But the next release, 10 will go away and you'll only have beta 13. Maybe that's an unlucky number, I don't know. but that's what our plan is, okay? Now, if you don't have our custom toolbar installed, you really should go and install it. If you don't know about it, where to go, just come over to the website, easystonetemplates.com, go to the Rhinestone Design Shop, come in here to the freebie section, come into CorelDRAW macros, and there's that custom workspace. You can see there's one for CorelDRAW X5, there's one for CorelDRAW X6. There's no charge for this workspace. There's a little video here that shows you how to install the workspace. Couldn't be simpler. You just come over here to the blank area here next to your toolbars, go to Customize Workspace, Import, that's it. You browse to the file that you downloaded, you follow the on-screen prompts to import it. It's really that simple. So definitely take the time to go ahead and do that, because it's definitely worth taking the time to do. The next thing I'm going to encourage you to do is to reset the macro. Before we get into beta 12, reset the macro, reset everything. So we're just going to come in here because there are a couple of differences between 10 and 12. So we're going to go ahead and click on Reset EasyStone and reset every option. So just make sure every option is checked and hit Reset Macro. Yes, we want to reset it. All right, so now we're ready to dive into beta 12, and we did make a few changes. So I want to cover those for you so you're familiar with it. But let's go in here and open up beta 12 here. Now, if you've already registered an earlier version, you won't have to register again. It'll just pop up just like it did there. All right, so there are a few things that weren't working. For example, scale design was not working. If I clicked on the mockup tool and brought up this form and then said, oops, I don't want to do a mockup, I hit cancel. There is a bug. That was a problem. If I come over here to the miscellaneous tab and click on add bling, it would again, it'd give me an error message. So we took care of a lot of those little things that you may not even have discovered, but we took care of most of those things. There's still a couple little gremlins hanging out in there, but for the most part, it's pretty solid. But what we do need to do is we do need to come in here to our fixed stone sizes. So let's go ahead and do that. So 2.6, 3.4, these are the values that I use. Okay, 2.6, 3.4, 4.8, 5.9, 7.5. You have to find your sweet spot, whatever it is. Then for the spacing, I use a 0.5 millimeter typically, but I like 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, whatever. But I'm just separating those values by a comma. All right. Now once we do that, you can see they don't actually show up here in the form. Either one of them. You can see there's nothing there. But if you close this and then reopen it, that will reset it, and those new values, you can see all those new values there and all these new values here. Okay, so make sure you do that. After you set your stone sizes, whatever you want them to be, close the form, reopen it. That's going to set you up. Now, here's another thing I want to point out to you. If you get this like big, giant, weird error message about can't connect to the server or some kind of goofy thing like that, the easiest way to clear that message out in most error messages, save your work, exit out of CorelDRAW, restart CorelDRAW, restart the macro, and that will usually take care of it. Simply closing the macro and reopening it is not going to solve it. Usually most error messages can be kind of cleared out by closing CorelDRAW and reopening. All right. And these are some of the little things. I mean, has become a very, very technical, all week long has been a very frustrating week because there are new features I wanted to get implemented, and I spent the entire week fixing what was already there for the most part. And trust me, it became quite frustrating for me. So, because I had an idea of new features I wanted to get implemented, and really none of them got implemented because I spent too much time fixing everything else. But there is a couple of differences that I do want to talk about. First of all, let's just go ahead and draw us out a path. And then if we click on add stones here to add stones to the path, here's one thing that I think is kind of cool and neat, is when you have a path selected, the target button changes to pink. And if we right click, we can take a stone away. Just keep right clicking. You can delete a stone from the path, or we can left click. And that's nice because we do have that option on the editing tab right here, and we do have the option on the stone tab as well. But if we're on the miscellaneous or specialty tab, we don't have to switch over to one of those tabs because now the target button becomes a button that we can add or subtract just by left or right clicking the mouse. So, you know, that's something new that we did manage to get added into. Otherwise, most everything else is just fixes of different things. For example, the shift create decal cut line, it now brings up the proper form where before it wasn't. All those little things, like I said, that you may not even have come across yet, you know, we've gone ahead and taken care of now. So most of those little annoying things have been resolved. So I think that's it for this one. So I just wanted to kind of bring you up to date on where we're at. And I think you'll find this to be a lot less buggy and a lot more user friendly as well. So check it out, and thanks for watching.